Hi everyone, welcome to TGIF, another Friday, another episode. Last week we spoke at a high level on India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 when it comes to regulation perspective. In fact, in today's episode, we'll take a stance in terms of how Microsoft platform suite of products will help organizations comply. To talk more about that, it's my pleasure to welcome back Arvind Raman for a short conversation. Arvind, welcome to TGIF.
Thank you, Sandeep. Always a pleasure to be on TGIF.
Wonderful. Arvind, quickly, last time we spoke about, at a high level, about digital PDP. Now, I picked up a wonderful collation from PwC. They've summarized really well key tenets of the bill. Now, I thought we'll pick up a few and see how we can map to some of the Microsoft products which will help businesses comply, right?
Surely, Sandeep.
So, quickly, we'll focus on four things, Arvind. On data processing, we'll pick up grounds of processing personal data.
Okay.
Second, we'll pick up data processor engagement, which is the critical one for data fiduciary perspective. Third is security safeguards. And finally, which in my view is the most important one, is processing of personal data outside India. Okay?
Sure.
So, first one, let's look at grounds of processing personal data. What do we have here?
Surely. So, Sandeep, while Microsoft has a portfolio of services towards managing your data,
Right.
for today's session, we are specifically going to focus on the Microsoft Purview,
Yeah.
which is a unified data governance solution which caters to data across on-premises, multi-cloud, and SaaS platforms.
Right.
One of the key challenges that we've seen with organizations today is the inability to identify the different sources of data,
Right.
for which there is an urgent need to have an automated tool that can discover the data sources,
Yeah.
do an automated classification of them,
Yeah.
and also track the sensitivity based on the data. Towards this, Microsoft Purview helps them to carry out each of these activities.
Right.
The other aspect also is in terms of data retention. Once I have discovered the specific data sources, I don't know what to do with it. How
Right.
long should I keep it, and what is the purpose of this data?
Right.
Using the data retention policies, I can define specific policies wherein I say this data should be used for, say, 3 months, post which it should be deleted.
Correct.
Or in case if a user wants to edit the data or wants to be forgotten,
Yeah.
we give him the flexibility to make those specific changes, and the tool accepts these changes and respects the wishes of the user.
Perfect. I think that's one of the key asks from a data principle perspective. So,
True.
Thanks for that. Let's move on. Security safeguards. So, how can Purview help there?
Surely. So security is a joint responsibility between the organization and Microsoft.
Right.
And we have a portfolio of tools right across, I would say, data loss prevention, endpoint security, access and identity management,
Right.
and multiple others. Yeah. The objective is to ensure that there are stringent policies by which we prevent a user from
Right.
carrying out any activity which is not compliant,
Right.
towards which we have policies like DLP and others which would ensure that the tool tracks the sensitivity of the data.
Wonderful.
We earlier spoke about auto classification,
Right.
wherein the tool identifies a specific confidential data, be it a PAN card or a bank account number,
Right.
and classifies the document as confidential,
Right.
and any downstream uses of it, be it on a mobile, be it on any other application, we ensure that the confidentiality is maintained.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Arvind. Let's move on. Let's talk about data processor engagement. This is where data fiduciary will work with data processor, and hence there has to be obligation for processor to comply. This is where I think the audit aspect comes in. So, how does Purview help us audit this aspect?
Surely, when we talk about audit,
Yeah.
in today's times wherein we see a significant amount of sophisticated cyber crimes, the key aspect is a forensic audit.
Right.
So Azure Purview helps you to conduct a forensic audit of the data trail. We leverage multiple audit trails as well as audit logs to clearly identify which activity was conducted at what time, by which we can identify any deviations.
Wonderful. I think that's a key aspect, Arvind. So let's move forward. Last one, processing of personal data outside India. I think that's one of the key mention that we also spoke last time. So your reflection on how Purview helps us do that.
Surely. So Purview gives you the data lineage by
Right.
virtue of which I can track the data path. I have data currently residing in my central India data center. For some reasons, I decide to move it to a particular country for availability of some specific resources.
right.
So the tool can track the data has moved from India data center to a data center in Europe or maybe some other countries and provide me the complete map.
Right.
By virtue of this, I can track the data flow and take necessary interventions if I figure out that the data is residing in a country for which it is not permitted to go to.
Wonderful. I think it's super clear, Arvind. I think Purview does help us manage the life cycle data from inception to production in literal sense, right? Where it's
Absolutely.
navigated across the board. So it's about tracking itinerary of data from its creation till consumption. Yeah.
Absolutely. In addition to it, also caters to your risk management, compliance management, data governance, and of course with specific tools like, as I mentioned, endpoint protection and data loss protection. It is an end-to-end, I would say, risk management a tool for organizations.
Arvind, super helpful. Thank you so much for the narrative. And for all viewers today, this is an attempt made by us to see how Microsoft Purview helps business comply when it comes to digital PDP 2023 of India. Hope this was helpful. And again, there is a lot more to Microsoft Purview than what we spoke today. And again, the digital PDP has a lot more to what we spoke today as well. We'll quote these links in this post for handy reference. With that, thanks for watching us today. Have a wonderful Friday. Keep watching TGIF and have a great weekend ahead. Bye-bye.